Hello trainers, how you all doing? This is Sharigam speaking, bringing you some Master League battles in the Go Battle League. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to upload as many videos as I would have wanted to, but to be honest, the Master League can get really boring as you see the same Pokemons over and over again. But anyway, I was able to reach the 2500s with this team, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that's it. Enjoy! I decided to go with Mamoswine in the lead. I had a 100 IV one, so I decided to invest in one, and honestly it pays off, but you really need to be careful from the Metagross matchup. So in case I see one, I really have to bail immediately, probably into Dragonite. So anyway, we see a nice spicy team from the opponent, an Electivire called Keldor and Snorlax. Thankfully I won the lead. Obviously Mamoswine is an amazing answer to Electivire, but the opponent actually played it really well. She just tried to catch up, tried her best to win this match. Obviously Keldor, the moment I saw Keldor, I knew things can get a bit tricky, and the opponent actually made an amazing play right there, which kind of got me off guard, but thankfully I was able to reach the avalanche before the Keldor can finish me off. So GG. Going up against an Axorus, and honestly this is not a good matchup for the Mamoswine because the counter damage just adds up and the Axorus reaches the charge attacks before I can reach my charge attacks. So I decided to not shield and take the shield advantage and go with my Dragonite and farm all the way down and risk it by not shielding the Dragon Claw. I knew this was gonna be a Meteor Mash because almost every player just goes for the bait in those situations, and right now I'm thinking just farm it all the way down to have basically 100 energy, and thankfully, even though I got hit by a wall charge, I was able to reach the second earthquake, which was huge for me. And I was able to Dragon Bet the Metagross down. GG. Going up against the Magnezone, this is generally favorable for the Mamoswine, and the way I like to play it is by going straight Bulldoze, because I want to either take it down or take the shields. So I was able to grab both shields, and right there I decided to try to catch the mirror shot. Unfortunately I wasn't able to, and they threw a wild charge at me and then switched into Togekiss, which I think was a mistake because I think you would want to save the energy on the Magnezone and switch right away into Togekiss. That way you had the Flamethrower ready against the Metagross, and now I'm charging all the way to 100 energy, and I know the Magnezone pretty much has no energy, so I throw the Earthquake and it's Garchomp in the back, so I throw the Meteor Mash, and then I switch into my Mamoswine, and I'm really close to an Avalanche, and this is GG. Going up against Swampert, which is really tricky, so I decided to throw the avalanche, and I was able to grab a shield, and then I switched into my Dragonite, my artist counter to Swampert. This is questionable play, to be honest. Thankfully I was able to land the Hurricane against Metagross, and I know I have to win the switch advantage right there. So I invest both shields and commit to the farm down against Metagross. And they have Magnezone in the back, so I'm not in a good position. I switched immediately into Mamoswine to preserve the health on my Dragonite, and the opponent made the correct choice by throwing the Hydro Cannons right away, because I would be able to reach the avalanche. So after getting hit by this Hydro Cannon, I decided to not KO the Swampert with my Dragonite, but to switch into Metagross and farm a bit of energy. This may be a mistake, to be honest, but anyway, I get hit by a Wild Charge and then I immediately throw the Meteor Mash, and this was actually a CMP, which was my intention, but the opponent made an amazing play right there, undercharging this Wild Charge, and not close enough to a Dragon Claw, so GG. Amazing play by the opponent. Going up against the Magnezone again, only this time I decided to go for the bait, and I baited successfully, and then they switched into Waterfall Gyarados, which honestly caught me really off guard, so I throw the Avalanche and then switch into Dragonite. I knew there were one Waterfall short from an Outrage, so I didn't shield, and I decided to not shield right there as well, and then throw the Dragon Claw. The opponent makes a switch into their own Dragonite, and now they're switch locked, but I go into my Metagross because I obviously need to save my Mamoswine for the Magnezone matchup. Dragonite wins this matchup in the 2 shield scenario, but because he had only 1 shield, I know I can win this matchup by just shield myself once, and then I didn't switch because I knew I can get to the Meteor Mash, and this is GG. Going up against the Rhyperior and the Avalanche lands, so right there I shield because I have a lot of energy and pretty much more than half of my health, so I can threaten whatever comes in, which is Waterfall Gyarados. And they decided to shield, but they farmed a lot of energy, so I have to be careful from the Outrage right there, and it is an Outrage. Thankfully I shielded it, so I throw the Dragon Claw on the opponent's Dragonite, and then the E-Shield. So I switch into my Metagross, and I know I can farm a bit of extra energy, so I can threaten the Gyarados that would come in. Thankfully I farmed just enough energy to be able to reach the Meteor Mash against Gyarados, and that actually settles it. GG. Another Mamoswine lead, and this time this is Metagross switching, which I wasn't sure how to deal with, to be honest. So I made a mistake because they farmed a lot of energy, so now I came in with my Dragonite and I had to go 2 shields down. So I'm really in a bad spot right now, and let's see how we do. I'm realizing they're farming a lot of energy, so I switch into my Mamoswine to catch them off guard. But it turned out they caught me off guard because they have Flash Cannon on their Magnezone, which I really wasn't expecting that. So I go again with my Dragonite just to chip it down a bit. And then I go with my Metagross, and they have Gyarados in the back, so this is GG. Going up against the Dragonite, I tried to sneak in the Avalanche before they reached the Dragon Claw, but unfortunately I wasn't able to, so I shielded because I realized they're staying in. But they made a great choice by switching into Metagross, and I don't have a decent answer to a Metagross switching. Probably in this situation I should have went with my own Metagross to have a chance of winning the switch advantage, but I made a mistake. So now I go into my Metagross, and I have to shield this because this is an Earthquake, and I found the Metagross all the way down, and they have Gyarados in the back, so I am really in a bad spot right now. I was able to catch the crunch with my Mamoswine, but still, there is no chance. GG. And that will be it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.